All right, Shalom. This is part 2 to the lesson that I did who did this. All right, going into the idol Cesare Borgia. They got hit by lightning in South America and Brazil, and just want to continue on with the part 2 of it. All right, I was going into the Bell of the Dragon before I got interrupted, so I'm gonna just go back into where we was at, and Lord Williams' lessons edifying, because these idols are nothing, man. All right, these idols are nothing, and the men of the Lord has always showed us over time that these idols were nothing. All right, they have no power. There's only one and true and living power, it's YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. And as for you Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians are going to understand that. The whole world's going to understand that. All right. This is Bell and Dragon, verse 3. Now the Babylonians, all right, it says the Babylonians had an idol called Bel, and there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour and 40 sheep and 6 vessels of wine. All right, and this America you can equate to Babylon as well, because Babylon goes back to the Hebrew word babal, which means confusion. And there's nothing but confusion going on in this place. All right. Sodomy is one of the main ones. It says, verse 4, the king worshiped it and went daily to adore it. But Daniel worshiped his own God. And the king said unto him, Why doest not thou worship Bel? Who answered and said, Because I may not worship idols. And that's right. See, you Israelites, as we brought out in Exodus the 20th chapter, are not supposed to worship any idols, man. For our power is a jealous power. Okay? Our power is a jealous power. It says, verse 5, who answered and said, Because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living power, who have created the heavens and the earth and have sovereignty over all flesh. That's right. So we're supposed to worship the true and living power. And he looks like a so-called black man. All right? He brought that out in the previous lesson in Revelation. It goes on to say, it says, Then said the king unto him, Thinkest thou not Bel's a living God? Seest thou not how much he eateth and drinketh every day? Going back to what? The 12 great measures of fine flour and the 40 sheep. 40 sheep and 6 vessels of wine. That's a lot of food, man. Think about it. Every day. Every day. That was a lot of food, man. But anyways, it says, verse 7, Then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived, for this is but clay within and brass without, and did never eat or drink anything. And so the king was wroth and called his priests and said to them, If ye tell me not who this is that devoureth these expenses, ye shall die. That's right, because that was expensive, man. You better tell me something. Inside joke. Brothers in the camp know what we're talking about. But anyways, verse 9, it says, But if you can certify me that Bel devoureth them, then Daniel shall die. For he has spoken blasphemy against Bel. And Daniel said unto the king, Let it be according to thy word. And that's the faith that Daniel had in YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. His life was on the line, and what did he say? Bet. Right? And Daniel said unto the king, Let it be according to thy word. Now the priests of Bel were 70 men besides their wives and children, and the king went with Daniel into the temple of Bel. It says, so verse 11, so Bel's priest said, Lo, we go out, but thou, O king, set on the meat and make ready the wine and shut the door fast and seal it with thy own signet. And tomorrow, verse 12, when thou comest in, if thou findest not that Baal have eaten up all the wine, we shall suffer the death, or else Daniel that speaketh falsely against us. Verse 13. And they little regarded it, for under the table they had made a privy entry. All right, so up under the table where Baal was at, they had made themselves like a back door or a bottom door for where they can come in and come out. All right, the reason whereby they enter in continually and consume those things. So they was getting over on the king, right? They was getting over on the king, playing them out, and look, and those men of his knew that Baal wasn't real, right? But anyways, verse 15 says, now in the night came the priests with their wives and children. Did I miss a part? Yeah, I did. Verse 14, Slakia. It says, so when they were going forth, the king set meats before Baal. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes, and those that strewed throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone. Then went they out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet, and so departed. Verse 15, now in the night came the priests with their wives and children, and they were wont to do and did eat and drink up all. In the morning betime the king arose, and Daniel with him. And the king said, Daniel, are the seals whole? And he said, yea, O king, they be whole. And as soon as he had opened the door, the king looked upon the table and cried with a loud voice, great art thou, O Baal. With thee is no deceit at all. Then Daniel laughed, which was YAHAWASHI laughing through Daniel, right? And held the king that he should not go in, and said, behold, now the pavement and the mark well, whose footsteps these are. And the king said, I see footsteps of men, women, and children. And the king was very angry. And the king was angry. Verse 21, and took the priests with their wives and children, who shewed him the privy doors, where they came in and consumed such things as were up upon the table. So I keep reading. It says, therefore the king slew them and delivered Baal into Daniel's power, who destroyed him and his temple. You see? And the same thing is going to happen. The Lord's going to come back, all right? And the men of the Lord, all right, going to come back down from off them ships and destroy all these idols, man. Going to destroy all these idols, man. And put everything into subjection upon YAHAWASHI. So grab two more and wrap it up. Let's go to Psalms, I believe. Psalms 96. Yeah, this is Psalms 96 and 4. I think it's 4 and 5 I read. Psalms 96 and 4. It says, for the Lord is great. I started 3. Declare his glory among the heathen. All right, the glory of YAHAWASHI is all the works that you see. All right, everything you lay eyes upon, the glory goes to our power, man, who made the heavens and the earth, like we read in the Bell and the Dragon. All right, it says Psalms 96 and 3 declares glory among the heathen, his wonders among the people. All right, it says verse 4, for the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. All right, and that's something that our people are failing to realize, that they need to be fearing the Lord. And it's not that image or that statue that you see down there in Brazil. All right, that's pretty much mocking the Lord. Verse 5 says, for all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. You see? And Christ the Redeemer didn't make the heavens, man. YAHAWASHI created the heavens and the Alahayim. All right, the angels. So this was a quick quick hit, part 2. Lord willing, lesson was edifying. Look, these idols are nothing, man. All right, and our people need to stop worshiping, especially you Asherites, man, down there in Brazil, and all you Jakes. Okay, Shalom.